All right, today we are tackling a math problem that, at first glance, looks just about impossible. But trust me, hidden inside is this beautifully elegant method that turns a huge challenge into a really fun step-by-step puzzle. Let's dive in. So, take a look at this. The mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find the value of a to the 11th power plus b to the 11th power. Now, your first instinct might be to try and solve for a and b directly, but that path gets really messy really fast. Instead, let's look at the clues we're given.
So here's what we've got. On the left, these are our only tools. A plus b equals 1, and a squared plus b squared equals 2. And on the right, our goal, finding the value of a11 plus b11. It feels like a massive leap, doesn't it? But we're going to build a bridge to get there, one piece at a time.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to find one crucial, missing piece of information. Then, we'll use this building block method to climb up the powers, assemble the final calculation, and then we'll take a step back and appreciate just how elegant this whole strategy really is.
Okay, let's focus on our starting point. Our entire universe for this problem is just these two facts. A plus b equals 1 and a squared plus b squared equals 2. Everything we could possibly need is hidden right inside of them.
Now here's where we get clever. Our first move is not to aim for the 11th power. Nope. It's to find a value that isn't even listed, but is absolutely essential for every other step. Think of it like finding a secret key that unlocks the entire puzzle.
We'll start with the simplest equation we have, a plus b equals 1, and we're just going to square both sides. When we expand it, we get a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, and wait a minute. We know the value of a squared plus b squared. It's 2. So we just plug that in, do a little bit of rearranging, and we find that 2ab equals negative 1.
Which means the product ab is equal to negative 1/2. Bam! This is it. This is the value that's going to connect everything else we're about to do. So let's be clear. This value, ab equals negative 1/2, is our secret key. With this one little number, we can now start constructing higher and higher powers without ever needing to know what a and b are individually. How cool is that? Okay, let's get into the next phase. Time to see how this all builds up. We're going to start creating bigger building blocks, and our first major target is going to be the 5th power.
Our whole strategy is to multiply powers we know to create new ones. And since we know 2 plus 3 is 5, our next logical step is to find the value of the 3rd power. We can get a cubed plus b cubed using the exact same trick as before, this time by cubing the equation a plus b equals 1.
So when you expand that cube, you get your a cubed plus b cubed, plus a little extra term, 3ab times a plus b. But look, we know the value of every single part of that extra term. We just substitute in our secret key and our a plus b value, and the math just cleans up beautifully, giving us our next building block, a cubed plus b cubed equals 5/2.
Okay, now for the really fun part. We have the value for the 2nd power, and we have the value for the 3rd power. What happens when we multiply them together? Well, we're hoping to get something that looks a lot like the 5th power.
And would you look at that? When we multiply term by term, we get exactly what we want, an a to the 5th and a b to the 5th. But we also get these two extra terms in the middle that we're going to have to deal with. So let's handle those extra terms. You'll notice we can actually factor out a squared b squared, which is just our secret key squared. We substitute in all the values we already know, and from there, it's just a simple matter of solving for our target, a to the 5th plus b to the 5th. And that gives us our next major building block. A to the 5th plus b to the 5th equals 19/4. Okay, we are getting so much closer to our goal now. We need one more component before we can make the final jump to the 11th power. For that, we're going to need the value of a to the 6th plus b to the 6th. And we can get there pretty efficiently. Instead of multiplying more blocks together, we can just take our a cubed plus b cubed block and square it. Because 3 times 2 gives us 6. Work smarter, not harder, right? The process is exactly the same as before. We square the expression, we substitute our secret key for that middle term, and we solve. This gives us our final necessary piece. A to the 6th plus b to the 6th is 13/2. The stage is set. We have our 5th power block, we have our 6th power block, we have everything we need to finally solve for the 11th power. So here it is, the final move. We multiply these two big blocks together because 5 plus 6 equals 11. This is the step that will finally generate the A11 and B11 terms we've been hunting for this entire time.
We multiply them out, and just like before, we get our target terms plus a little extra bit in the middle. But by now, we are experts at this. That middle term is just our secret key to the 5th power. We plug in the numbers, isolate our target, and we are right there at the finish line.
After all of that building and calculating, all that's left is one final piece of simple arithmetic. So, what does it all add up to? 989 over 32. That's our answer. A beautifully precise fraction. And we got it not by finding A and B, but by systematically building our way up.
So let's just take a step back for a second. The answer itself is great, but the method, that's the real lesson here. It's about a really powerful way to approach problems that seem impossible at first.
This building block strategy is just incredibly effective. You start by finding that one piece of hidden information, our secret key. Then, you use what you know to create what you don't know, step by step, building complexity in a totally controlled way until you can finally isolate the thing you're looking for.
And this leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This isn't just about math, whether it's in coding or business or even learning a new skill. Think about it. What seemingly unsolvable problems in your life could be cracked if you just focused on finding that one secret key first? Thanks for joining me on this one.